Welcome to My Illness is Invisible. It's a group of teenagers, and we're all doing a video each to kind of make people more aware about invisible illnesses, um, and try and support other people around the world who have them and may just need someone to listen to. Um, I'm Ellie. I'm 17 and I'm from Bristol in England. I have ME, that's my invisible illness, and I've had it for 7 years. I was diagnosed at the beginning of senior school, which is about age 11, and but we think I've had it for a bit before that, maybe a couple of years, but we're not really sure. We think it came on quite gradually, although for some people it does come on suddenly. Everybody's different. There are so many different symptoms with ME, also known as CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, it's not just the tiredness, and I think the name chronic fatigue syndrome kind of is misleading because there are so many other symptoms: pain, nausea, dizziness, panic attacks, everything, a whole list, and everybody has a different number and different symptoms. Um, I missed year 7 and 8 of school. I was taught at home when I had enough energy and when I was feeling well enough, which wasn't very often, maybe 3 hours a week. I did the lightning process and I got well enough to go in for year 9, and that was brilliant because I got to go on camp and everything with my friends, which was nice because I'd missed out on so much the previous years. But unfortunately, with exams starting in year 9 for GCSE, I pushed myself a little too much and relapsed for year 10 and 11. So I had to teach myself GCSEs because I couldn't manage school, and I had a bit of tutoring, but mainly it was just reading through and doing my own work when I was physically able to. I still managed to get 8 GCSEs, which under the circumstances I'm pleased with, and I got into sixth form, and last year was year 12, my first year of sixth form, and it was quite good. I was back in the school, but it was a reduced timetable, but it was so much better than the last couple of years that I didn't really care. I was in there, that was the main thing. I was back in socially. I was going out with my friends and going to parties and organising our own holidays, and I had a boyfriend as well. So I was very, very busy, and I kind of pushed myself a little too much again. And at the beginning of this year, I relapsed for the third time. I have got some depression with this relapse as well. Just, I think that's come from being ill for so long. But we're trying to deal with that on the side, which is obviously quite difficult because for depression, people are supposed to go outside and do things, which with ME, you're just not able to. I'm not doing great at the moment. I have put this year off, year 13, so my plans for uni look a bit like they're going out the window, but I can always catch up in a few years or something. It doesn't really matter. With education, that's a good thing. And I am back seeing my friends occasionally, although I really don't get out of the house very often. And when I do, it's usually in a wheelchair, and travelling isn't brilliant either. So I feel like I'm getting worse every day, but you have to be positive as well. So I'm trying to look at the good things. I've got a boyfriend now, a different boyfriend to the one before, but he's very understanding and he'll come round and just sit and watch TV with me, which is perfect, and I don't know where I'd be without him, to be honest. Um, but relapses with chronic illnesses and many invisible illnesses do happen, and you just have to accept that because there's nothing else you can really do. So if you're suffering with a chronic illness, or you're relapsing, or you've just been diagnosed, it's hard. You've got a hard couple of years ahead of you, but you will be fine. I think everything happens for a reason, and this is just making us stronger. We're often a lot more mature than we are, than we would be if we didn't have illnesses. We have to grow up quicker, and we can empathise with people. So always look for the silver lining. And I'm not saying that you're not going to have bad days, because I'm sure you will, and there have been many days over the last 7 years that I've just sat crying all day. But we're all here for each other, and this is what these videos are for, to support everybody else. And I'll put my Tumblr username on the bottom of this so that you can contact me if you just want to rant, or if you have any questions or anything like that. I'm here for you to talk to. I'd love it if you got in contact. Your family and friends are really good at keeping you happy and busy, taking your mind off of it, depending how ill you are, obviously. So even though it's very hard for them, chronic illnesses, invisible illnesses affect the whole family. Try and stay close to them and help each other through. I know it's hard for other people to understand it. I don't think you can fully understand an invisible illness or ME, especially for me, it's my personal experience, until you've had it or you've been living with someone. Even then, I mean, it's not the same as enduring it, but let's try and raise awareness and beat all this prejudice surrounding our illnesses, because there is. People question if they're really there or if they're in our heads or whatever. But I can tell you honestly now that ME is real, and so are all the other invisible illnesses we're talking about in these videos. Nobody would want to waste their life like that. I get upset because I've missed out on 7 years of my teens, and they're never going to come back, and I don't know what is going in the future. I don't know what I've got to look forward to. So nobody would put this on for attention. It's not in our heads. It's a physical illness, and it's hard. So please think before you say things and support people, because they really need your help. I think that's about it. You know all about me now, but do feel free to ask questions on my Tumblr, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!